Cheers!
Cheers to Barbie.
Welcome to a very special episode of the Chorizo Bros. As you can probably tell, Jeremy and Art are not here. Why don't y'all introduce yourselves real quick?
I'm Ashton.
I'm Izzy.
And they are here to replace them for the episode today. Jeremy just had his son, so he's helping take care of the little one, and these two are going to fill in for today's episode. We might have some special guests come on later for subsequent episodes until the guys come back, but we are eager to discuss Barbie. We also have a dog here, definitely a new addition to the Chorizo Bros family also. So you may see him get up and stuff, but he's our pal. He's going to be hanging out here with us. That's pretty much it to get started. We're going to basically do it in true Chorizo Bros fashion, with the idea that anybody watching this right now has seen the movie already, and most everybody should already just be aware of Barbie as it is. Mm-hmm. And the girls are going to kind of give a quick synopsis or a quick, I guess, spoiler-free review whether or not y'all loved it and should people see it. So whichever one of y'all wants to start.
So I definitely think it's a must-watch because it's kind of just an in-depth analysis of the female experience, and a lot of girls can relate to the type of themes that it's showing, and it's also a good watch for men too because it kind of portrays a society in which it's like a idealized version of like girls' world, and then the contrast of how like we feel about the real world with like the patriarchy and everything.
Yeah, I have to agree too, just because like you see in the movie, I'm gonna start using character names, like Ken, when he realizes like how men are viewed in the real world, like he's like, I should not be treated like that in Barbie world, so it kind of gives that like view an idea that like that's what girls get too, like when we see like other girls, like I don't know how to put this, like Ken just sees like he should be superior to Barbie because that's how it's treated in the real world. So when he gets back to like Barbie world, he's like, guys, we should not be treated like this. So then like it kind of shows men that are watching the movie like, oh, like that's how I treat women too.
The experience is reversed.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's why most men had an opinion, a negative opinion about it, because they're like, that's not how I act.
Do you think most men have a negative opinion about it?
From what I guess like the opinions I heard from some of my guy friends were just like, that was stupid, like.
But they watched it.
Yes,
they weren't
watched
just
it.
saying like, oh, because I full disclosure, I wasn't gonna watch it until Ashton said you should watch it and we'll do a pod.
Yeah.
We need to fill time, so
Yeah.
I would have avoided it, but I'm glad that I watched it.
Yeah.
So I actually, like you said you weren't going to tell me how you felt about it until the podcast, so I want to know like your thoughts on it.
Well, how about we do you guys both think everybody should watch it, right? So we're technically starting now, so we're just gonna start discussing spoilers, the endings, the characters, the twists. We're just gonna go all in. It's not for me. It's not for me.
Okay.
This movie was not made for me.
I know that it's not your type of movie, but like I just want to know, were there like what were the parts that you did like, or what like I mean I know there were some emotional parts and there were also like some like funny parts, like you know.
Mm-hmm. I don't want the podcast to just turn into me giving my opinion and then y'all like not liking it.
Yeah.
I kind of would rather.
I know it's your opinion. I'm not gonna.
Okay, so first off, for me, and you know I'm a guy, so like this is obviously not geared towards us.
Yeah, you don't understand it, but it's trying to show it like.
Well, I mean, just in terms of what a movie is,
Yeah.
it's not the type of movie that I would watch. I don't care for music numbers, you know, the dudes dancing around and stuff. I did not want to watch that. The type of music, I understand why it has the popularity that it has, but it's not. You're never gonna hear me listen to that.
Okay.
So the music wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I
That's
didn't want to see the
understandable.
dancing.
Yeah.
Oh, let me ask this. Is this what?
I was just gonna say, like, besides all the like the frilly stuff, like, okay, you didn't like the music and the dance numbers, but I'm talking about like the
Like the
plot,
plot.
the
Well, I have
deeper
complicated
meaning
feelings about it.
of the movie, like.
And I don't want to do that. I don't want y'all to go in feeling on the defense because y'all really liked it and I didn't care for it very much.
I mean, on the defense. I literally just wanted.
No, I know.
I just want to know like your opinion because that's what I was saying. Like most men had like this negative opinion about it because they think it portrays like a side of them that's what we see.
Like a comic or like a caricature.
Yes.
Of how men are.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel you know who got upset by that? Insecure men. That's what it was. People that like can't handle. They were jokes. Yeah, it was saying something deep, but it was also poking fun at it.
Yeah, sure.
And if you can't see that, then that's your
sense.
fucking problem as a man to look at that and go, you know, oh, that's an attack on me, and I don't act like that. Yeah, but that stereotypical guy that plays the guitar and the girl's supposed to just sit there and that's fucking funny.
Yeah, it is.
Like I get that, and I'm like, there are dudes that do that. There were very clever. I'll talk about the stuff I liked.
Okay.
There were very clever nods to things like that, like The Godfather. You sit and let Ken talk about The Godfather and whatever.
Okay,
and that's one of my favorite movies.
The whole thing?
Yeah, that's fucking funny, and I can appreciate like why that's funny.
Yeah.
The beginning, the movie references were really good. I like the 2001 Space Odyssey. I don't know if y'all have seen that, but that beginning where the girls breaking the teacups and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's a reference to 2001: A Space Odyssey, where these monkeys discover weapons.
Okay, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, so there were a few of them. There's the weird Barbie holds up the two shoes, and one of them's a fancy going out shoe. Where I don't know anything about shoes. The other one's like a Birkenstock.
Yeah.
And she's like, you have to choose. That's a reference to The Matrix.
Oh, okay.
There's that. I don't know if have y'all seen that?
No.
Okay, so it's a reference to The Matrix. Everyone's in a simulation in that movie, and he's like, you can take the pill that takes you out, or you can take the pill that keeps your life the same.
Yeah.
So it's a complete reference to that. So I was like, that was when I was like tuning in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something controversial, but this is actually a benefit for the movie. I actually thought this really worked, even though it sounds like I'm saying something really negative. Margot Robbie, I don't think is a good actress. The only thing I've really known her from was Wolf of Wall Street. She plays like
Naomi?
Yeah. And it's it's a one-note character, right? And that's fine, I guess that's what they were looking for in that movie. But in this, it was hard for me to like shake that image of her.
She also played Harley Quinn.
Yeah, and I didn't care for those either.
Well,
but I found her performance to be a little bit wooden or plastic, maybe. But I think that was on purpose. So like I said, it sounds like I'm saying something mean.
Superficial, like she has to have like that aspect of her.
Yes.
Okay.
Because she's the quintessential Barbie, the stereotypical Barbie.
Yes.
They did that on purpose, I think. So it sounds like I'm kind of making fun of Martin. No offense to her. If I saw her in real life, I'd be so nice to her. But like, I don't think her acting didn't blow me away. She did have that emotional moment at the end, but like, she's kind of plastic. She's kind of wooden. Her stuff, and I think that was intentional. So choosing her for Barbie was actually, even though I don't think she's a great actress, I think that was by design.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that was like the sets, fantastic. Like the Barbie dream house, they did such a good job on that. Yeah. This is not about me shitting on it. Like, but it just wasn't for me. I thought I think the feminism stuff was important, but for me it felt a little heavy-handed.
Yeah.
And that's by design. It's for young girls. It's for young women. It's for maybe even middle-aged women. I don't know. Go on. Y'all talk now. I'm gonna. Just to know that I did look at it, not trying to shit on it, not trying to be like, fuck this stupid pink movie. I did not have that attitude at all watching it.
Yeah, you can go.
No. You.
Which is good because I feel like once people saw like, oh, this is the Barbie movie, because I definitely did hear a lot of people like being like, I'm not gonna fucking watch that, like it's for girls, or like saying that, but like if you do watch it and you do happen to see the message that it's trying to provide to younger women or to the younger generation, because like they do say like people did stop like playing with their Barbies or like
because of the movie.
Not because of the movie, but like it's just like what before, like from what I saw like on social media and stuff, like people like were talking about their experiences, like girls would stop wearing pink because it's not like, it was just like not an ideal thing to do when you were younger, like you wanted to be just like one of the guys. So I definitely experienced that when I was growing up. Like I try to make myself into a tomboy, not
Yeah,
hide away from like my girly moments because guys my age at that time, like maybe like elementary school, like when we were playing with dolls.
Yeah,
and
like
stuff,
why did we
they-
get made fun of for being
you
girly?
would get shit on. Like you would get shit on for
Like
that.
I'm literally a girl. Can I not be girly and do girly things? Like why?
So and then like when I saw this other thing too, it was just like when you're looking for something pink to wear to the movie theater to go watch Barbie, I did not have anything pink. But that's because like I strayed away from that color, even though it's just a color, like, because like it was not
You felt like there was a stigma?
a stigma about
Yeah.
it because like it would make you look like someone girly or couldn't do something because that's what
You didn't want to just be portrayed as some, like, empty-headed...
Yes, yes.
Because you feel like Barbie... That's actually one of the things that I did like. That the girl, when she finds her in the real world, the young girl...
Yeah, she was
she's like, yeah,
oh,
you fucking suck.
Yeah.
What did she say? She said something like,
Well, she calls her a fascist, but she was like, you
That's so funny.
She was just saying how Barbie makes everyone insecure because of the whole like body image thing and like all this stuff, and Barbie's just standing there like shocked. She's like, but like I empower women, like I'm a doctor and a lawyer and
An astronaut.
yeah, like she's like, no, you're not. You're a fascist, and like that was it. But I
Yeah.
don't remember what exactly else she said, but she was just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought that was a clever, like, because if you're gonna do a movie about a product, it's a product.
Yeah.
You kind of have to be meta-textual. You have to have the company poke fun at itself. Otherwise, you would just take it as a commercial.
Yeah, because I mean like Barbie started out as being, you know, it was the first like doll that was an adult woman doll, but like made for little girls, like.
Right.
Like
It's not a
opens
baby
up-
doll.
Yeah,
Right.
it opens up in the movie saying like, oh, everyone had been playing with baby dolls, and the whole idea behind Barbie was that she was a single, independent, strong woman with her own house, her own money, her own career, and she had all these different careers. Like basically anyone can be Barbie, and like Barbie can be anyone. And she had a boyfriend, Ken, and he was only ever a boyfriend because back in like the 50s and 60s, like once you're a married woman, then you don't have
your
your
career, you
own
don't do
career.
Yeah, all you are is like a
yeah.
wife.
Mhm.
So like that's why he was always just a
An
boyfriend.
accessory.
Yeah. Mhm.
I was
don't
very-
remember where I was going with that.
I was very sensitive to that. I was very aware that that's what it was kind of saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
The message wasn't lost on me. I just thought that they didn't do it clever enough.
No, yeah, but what I was trying to say was like that's what Barbie started out as, but then I remember like I guess when the whole like body image thing or like body positivity movement started like becoming popularized, like people were shitting on like the company for making them so like skinny, I guess, I don't know, and
Just
just
like the perfect,
Impossible.
like an impossible
Yeah,
image that you have
yeah.
to like go to.
and they were like, oh, how are you like how are you saying that you can empower like young women when like the doll that you're selling is like an impossible like thing to achieve,
Mhm.
you know? But I don't know. I don't think they really touched on that much in the movie. They didn't really talk about like body image stuff like that. It was more like self-esteem and like
They did have Barbies though, like some of the actors and actresses.
yeah,
were,
some of them were
like
like
they did
Different
try
they
to
were like all different
yes.
like
Colors,
shapes and
yeah.
sizes.
Yeah, yeah.
So they did a good job like with that. They,
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just saying, like, they included the pregnant Barbie, too.
They poke fun at it, yeah. Just because I was kind of thinking about this, it was hard for me to, like, figure out, like, how I was supposed to feel. Because, again, it does poke fun at itself, and it's a fantasy world and everything. But I couldn't, one of the confusions that I had was, like, who exactly is it targeted to? Because, like, there were scenes that, like, when they were like doing the Scooby-Doo runaround,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is going on here? Like that was really shocking because I was like, okay, the music, I get it. It's part of the experience. But then I was like, Will Ferrell being this dopey. First off, that's a huge detriment to this movie. I fucking hate Will Ferrell. He's my least favorite person in working in acting or whatever.
Really?
Man, this movie, I might have said I liked it if fucking Will Ferrell wasn't in it. I hate him. I hate him.
I feel like I've asked you why before.
But I couldn't tell, like, is this for women your age? Or is it for 14-year-old girls? Is it for
Well,
8-year-old
it's-
girls? Is it
it's-
for 40-something-year-old women?
Well, it's
30-something-year-old
PG-13
women?
because there's like adult jokes in the movie.
Sure.
So it's like not really a kids movie. It's
Yeah.
like that's why it has the PG-13 rating. I feel like it's definitely more geared towards like teens, like teens, late teens,
So
and
you think it's for
obviously
teens?
adults.
Yeah, because
Well,
like
it's for adults and probably like anyone older than 13. Like
they
just-
wouldn't have like those big like music numbers or something. Those like really, because I know what you mean. Like those like hyper pop like
Yeah.
scenes, because that's what catches a teen's eye. Or maybe they knew that like the audience might be like children,
Yeah.
so they want to make sure like it's like in your face kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
why.
like a
That's
kid's
what I was
show.
trying to figure out. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they might have been doing that because like you're right, like some parts of the movie was not for me. I am also not a big fan of musical numbers.
Yeah.
Never have been, so most of the movies I watch don't have that. So when it was that, like I was like, okay, like this is it's for a younger audience.
Or it's for
is.
people that like music
Yeah.
and those
Yeah.
things. But just assuming that women are gonna like that is kind of crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because so having everything spelled out, I think, is what made me feel like it was a kids movie, or
Okay.
like for younger people. Because it was, I would have preferred if like there was a little more subtlety in the storytelling, and I think that had they done like metatextual stuff with the movie and like hit it a little bit better to where like you don't have to spell it out for me. I'll fucking figure it out, or I'll discuss it with people and they can help me figure it out. Like.
Yeah.
Saying like, oh, this is the patriarchy and this is this and this is this and sort of spelling it out too much was a little obnoxious for me, and that's just because these aren't the types of, again, it's not for me, and that's kind of why I was like, I'm probably not going to watch it again, but I get why people liked it. I just was trying to figure out who exactly, like what age group did they not know who they were exactly trying to
I think so.
market it
because
to?
Everybody has heard of a Barbie, so they didn't know like who was going to watch it.
I feel like it was geared towards like women in their 20s and 30s who played with Barbies when they were younger. I feel like that's who it was geared towards.
Because the mom,
Yeah, that.
because it was really her.
Yeah.
She's like the driving force.
But I
of
mean,
what's
like
going on with Barbie.
there were Barbie movies, like that. They were like animations, but
Yeah,
they came out.
but those
like
are for
the-
those are legit.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, that's the type of stuff that, like, I don't know if you ever watched
I
it.
did,
Yeah,
yeah.
like Barbie Mermaidia and, like, Barbie Fairytopia and, like, all those,
Mhm.
like, Barbie princess movies. They did, like, Swan Lake and all this shit, but, like, I just think that maybe this movie, they were gearing it towards the people who, like, played with Barbies and, like,
Yeah.
watched, like, Barbie movies when they were younger. Like, back when they were
Did
fun.
y'all have a disconnect between like trying to enjoy the story for what it is and then also kind of feeling like it's selling you Barbies?
No.
Did that ever come up?
Not really, because
I'm gonna support the patriarchy accidentally by buying some of their shit. Like,
I think it made me get in touch more with like maybe like a childhood side that I kind of like forgotten.
Yes, no,
'Cause
I cried.
I
at the
did
end,
cry
very
because like it did touch me like in my heart a little bit, because I was just like that. There was a point in my life where I did stop playing with toys because I thought I was too cool for it.
Yes.
But then you kind of look back and you're like,
And you're just like, wow, I wish I would have enjoyed like being a girl more. Like
yes.
it touches on girlhood a lot, like just
like
and
enjoying
like
your little
womanhood
moments,
also,
yes.
just like the like community like sense of it, like in Barbie Land. It's supposed to be like dramatized and just like over the
I
top,
understood that. Yeah.
but
Yeah, I definitely understood that, and I when it first started, they were in. Is it called Barbie Land or is it just called Barbie
yeah,
Land?
it's Barbie Land. Yeah.
The setting of that was really good. I was actually like, that's cool. It looks like if real people were like walking around in a dollhouse. Like I legit was like, they did a good job because it didn't look overly like CGI. It looked like they actually built some sets.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the process of that was. I think if Jeremy were here, he might have some things to say about that. Come here. But I was really taken aback by how much work it seems like they put in. I feel like they did a lot of research, and those are probably real dollhouses that they sold.
Yeah.
Those are
just-
probably based off of actual specs of
Yeah.
stuff you could buy at Target or whatever.
Yeah.
The movie had been in the works for like years.
Pre-COVID?
I mean, I want to say, like, I don't remember the first time they, like, announced that they were doing, like, a Barbie movie.
I think it was definitely post-COVID.
Yeah, it was probably, like, maybe 2021 or so, but I remember, like, seeing the announcement that, like, Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling were gonna star as Barbie and Ken.
Yeah, and I was like, that's pretty fitting.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie, again, I think isn't the best, but she was actually really good in this.
I really think that she was good.
Yeah, I was more so saying, like, the stuff that I'd seen her in previously, I was kind of
Yeah.
I wasn't impressed by the acting.
Yeah.
But I think, again, they did that. Somebody knew that was the right move,
Mm-hmm.
and her sort of, it's okay, buddy, portrayal is on purpose supposed to be, like, she's supposed to look a little dead in the eyes until she has her emotional
Yeah.
moment.
True.
I mean, that's what I thought. I don't know. Maybe I was not giving her enough credit, but.
No, I think so too. Like, cause she was like, it was supposed to be like, cause like in the beginning of the movie, like she's very like not aware of like our world. So
Right.
she is like a shock to her, but she's pretty like, I don't know how to say this nicely. I'm just gonna say it. Like she's supposed to be like, I don't know, like brain dead. Like she's just like,
Right.
she's really just like.
She's the
Oh,
stereotypical
Barbie.
Barbie.
Like ditzy,
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah, I feel like ditzy is the right word
Yeah.
because, you know, you see that scene in the very first part of the movie when they're all dancing around. She's like, today was the best day ever, and like, so is tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. And then it cuts to like 10 minutes later when she's like, do y'all ever think about dying? She's like,
Yeah, like
starting
she's
to,
still like
realize.
just like looking everywhere. So I think she did do a great job in this movie, and I do like a lot of her other movies, but that's just me.
Yeah, no, and I have my preferences on performances and stuff, and
Brian Gosling slayed.
I think he did pretty good actually. I think he did pretty good. Just being
yeah.
flipping you around from being lost and like just dumbfounded by the real world, and then going back and sort of being like, yeah, fuck you. Like his sort of emotional thing was he did a good job, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't hate it, but again, I didn't really care for it. I was kind of like, I remember you asked me like right after I'd seen it, because whenever we decided we were gonna be on it, and you were like, did you cry? Did you think I was gonna?
No, but I maybe like I don't think a lot of men did cry because maybe like that message did not like connect with them as much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But like I don't know.
So
Like,
do you think did a lot of women cry during this?
yes, actually.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of where I was.
Yeah,
going.
it was like spoken a lot like on social media that like it did make a lot of women cry.
It was an emotional ride.
It talks about like your relationship with yourself and your girlhood, or your relationship like in a work world, or like a world like full of men that tried to like kind of like talk down at you or make you feel like you're less than because they're a man and you're a woman. So it hits that relationship. It kind of hits a relationship with your mother.
Oh yeah, mother and daughter.
Because like some people's relationship with their mother is not as strong.
Or even just like, you know, the whole like turning into a teenager thing and just being like a, you know, I'm too cool for my mom, like that type of thing. I feel like
Just
that
like you're too cool for dolls.
Yeah,
that was the same type of thing. She was like, oh, why do I want my Barbie doll? Like, give it to Goodwill. And the mom's like, no, it's Barbie. Like.
So it kind of like reflects on that because like when I was a teen at least, like I was very ugly to my mother, but I just think it's just like a thing. Like that
It is a thing.
Puberty.
I think it's just a thing that we do. So I think I had a lot of different messages that hit a lot of different people. So most of the women did cry, but I guess I just like I did.
What was the emotional thing that like, was it just the tipping point of all of the stuff, or was it one specific thing? Was it like the mom and daughter relationship that was kind of like the emotional part, or was it Barbie's existential crisis?
I think a little bit of both.
Yeah,
like,
it was
especially
like
was it a hopeful cry, like, you know, I feel empowered because
I just teared up. Like at the end, I just teared up. I didn't really cry like when what's her name?
America Ferrera.
America Ferrera.
Yeah, I didn't
Which one
cry.
is
She's the mom.
Like when she was making that speech, I did not cry. I thought it was really empowering because it is true. Like every word that she said, I believed.
Yeah.
But I just cried at the end when like they're holding hands and she was just like, feel.
Yeah, she's like, and just feel like, and then it shoots, or it goes to the like flashbacks of, you know, just like being a girl and like.
That's when I cried. Like
Yeah,
I cried
no.
at the end.
I was sobbing.
Yeah.
It was.
That's when I cried. But I think that that's kind of like the different types of like connection it had with me personally, just like the relationship with your mom, yourself, your girlhood, like kind of like the changes that you go through. Because at the time, like I was about to graduate college and I actually had no idea what I was gonna do with my life.
Mm-hmm.
So it has like a change, like you're growing as like a woman.
Phases in
Yes,
life.
in phases, because you have to go through each one. So that's what it hit me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good punctuation for a break.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Had a nice little break there. We are excited to discuss a little bit more Barbie. Izzy had a point that she wanted to bring up that I thought was, I didn't even know happened. So I found it kind of fascinating and I want to get y'all's opinion on it. And I think that's a good place to start back up.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us what happened.
Basically, at the Oscars, when they were announcing the opening scene, actually, Joe Coy made a comment about Oppenheimer and Barbie being two movies that are going for Best Cinematic, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he made an opinion about how Oppenheimer was about like the Manhattan Project. It was about this award-winning book, and kind of like gave it a positive, like it wasn't really a joke, just a positive like saying.
Saying that it was like based off a Pulitzer Prize novel.
Yes,
Or...
and then he was just like, Barbie's just about a plastic doll with boobs. And then for me at least, I know if they hired a comedian, like he's gonna make jokes or whatever, but you just have to know your audience, because Barbie did bring up the fact that like there is a patriarchy and there's a problem and it should be like seen and heard.
Yeah, and then
So he just like and he kind of like just shows the plot of the movie, you know?
I'm gonna let Chingues out. Keep going. Keep going.
It shows the plot of the movie because men make these little like jokes that women are nothing but plastic dolls with boobs or something like that. So it just shows like it pokes fun at like the story behind the movie, you know?
Yeah, but it wasn't very well received at all.
It was received poorly. I saw one of the cameras on. I don't know. I'm guessing that was the director.
Yeah, Greta.
Yeah.
The one with the blonde hair.
Yes.
And she looked like pissed. And
Gerwig.
I get it. I disagree completely, but that's kind of how this works. I'm definitely I don't believe in censorship, or I also am 100% down for a comedian saying whatever, because they write the lines of what you're able to say, and we can have different opinions about it. I don't think the joke actually. We just watched it on our break. We pulled it up, and I don't think it was that. I don't think it was that offensive. It was dumb. It wasn't like a very clever joke at all, but it wasn't like it wasn't that offensive. It was dumb. And comedians, you don't invite a comedian to do the hosting and then be surprised when they say some outlandish shit. That's par for the course when you hire a comedian. Don't hire one if you don't want him to go there.
I guess so. It's just like.
And it was pretty tame.
Knowing your audience, like, just knowing like I don't know. I just think it pokes fun at the like idea of the movie. And that's literally what the message was about. Just like men making these jokes or thinking that women are just like I think it was just offensive to the fact that like it just wasn't like sensitive to the idea about what the movie was about. Cause then he was just like he started backtracking. He was just like, the movie was great, like I loved it. Like, okay, then if you actually loved it and you saw it, like you wouldn't have like said that specific joke. He could have made a different one, you know.
I think it was a dumb joke, but I just didn't think it was all that offensive. I don't think there should have been any outrage. I think it was just I don't know. And you know the tricky thing about how those things work is there is a production crew there during these award shows, so all of it is scripted, and the camera placement and all that stuff. and whatever actually went on TV when people were watching it live, or like whatever the recorded version of it was, they could have muted laughter. I'm not saying it wasn't that funny. That's probably a pretty genuine feeling in the audience, was everyone going, that kind of was dumb, dude. You probably should not have done that. But I'm suspicious of anything that has like a production squad behind it, because they are gonna take anything and amp it up to make it more controversial.
Yeah.
Did people go crazy on social media about it?
A little bit, yeah.
That's it.
So then do you think that, like, because he did say during the entire thing, like, I didn't write these jokes weren't made, so do you think they set him up for failure because they did put the camera on Greta Gerwig, like, whoa, what was...
If he's not lying,
yeah.
If he's not lying that it was jokes that he didn't write himself,
yeah.
Then,
like, even he said, he was just like, the jokes that I'm saying,
then it's not on him.
You guys are laughing at. Like, I'm saying jokes that I wrote myself and you guys are laughing, but the jokes that I'm saying that they wrote for me, you guys aren't laughing. You know, he did say that throughout the Oscars.
Yeah. He got freaked out, probably. I think it was just one of those things where he got stressed that he's got cameras on him, and he goes, damn, I lost this one, and then was just clawing at anything to, like, save his ego.
Yeah. Is
probably what it was. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I'll let you guys watch this video later, but there's Ricky Gervais is this comedian. He's the guy that produced the original Office, and then the American version.
Okay.
He did some award show, and he went off on like Epstein, and like he's like, I know he's y'all's friend. He was saying all sorts of crazy stuff, and it was shocking. And then he got some backlash for it. And again, I go back to why would they hire him then?
Yeah.
You hire another actor that's just gonna say praises, or you write them lines. I don't know. This is gonna sound crazy. Maybe people should just take a fucking joke. It was just a joke.
Yeah. But then it just comes to just knowing your audience.
Well, right, but also, also there are female comedians. They know how to take a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I guess getting their opinion on it too, because...
Like, if that really offended that director, like, that sucks, but also, you can't... at any point, someone could be watching this and being like, that bitch on the left, blah, 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 and says some fucking... That's not gonna happen. That's not how our audience works, but if somebody were to do that, you go, fuck him, what do I care?
That is true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he just has to deal with, he had an embarrassing night, and she's a fucking millionaire. Why should I be outraged? I don't know. I have a feeling. Ashton, you haven't said anything. What do you think? You agree with her on it?
No, I mean, I'm kind of just neutral about it. I mean, yeah, the joke was dumb, and I don't even know if, like, any of the, like, actors or director, like, got actually offended. I know, like, camera placement is, like, very deliberate.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, it was just a dumb joke. It was dumb. It wasn't, like, that offensive. I know, like, he probably said it to get some attention, or whoever wrote it, like, they knew that it was gonna, like, cause people to, like, start talking about it.
I think a lot of those things are orchestrated.
Yeah, and, like, what's the PR saying? Like, like, good or bad, it's just publicity.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this fast. This is off topic, but kind of not. Did y'all get the idea that the Will Smith slap was a little bit orchestrated?
I still don't know.
Are you on the fence still, or is there a...
I think there was emotion behind that.
You think he did it... You think it was real?
Yeah, I think it was real, but then also, I guess, since we're talking about it, I don't find anything about that family real, especially just coming from Jada and Will. I think their kids are successful in their own way. But, like Jada's, like, table talk, whatever she does on Facebook Live or something, whatever, to that line. Yeah. When she was talking to Will about her cheating, like, I think Will Smith has been going through different types of circles in that relationship, and he just got fed up and just, like, emotions took over him that night. So that's what I think,
Yeah,
because I think Jada put him through the ringer, and then she just like, I don't know, I don't trust her.
I'm kind of on the fence.
Yeah.
But I'm also, again, production team.
That's true.
And then it got super viral, and then all of a sudden everyone's talking about the Smiths and what was going on there. But I remember watching it. I mean, I might have my memory might be off on it, but I remember Chris Rock makes the joke, and then he kind of laughs or just kind of is kind of just like whatever about it until he sees her face. The second he goes, "This is gonna be a fucking shitty car ride home," that's when he reacts
I guess
and gets
so.
up to go hit him.
Did you think he laughed, or he was just like, he scoffed, like he was just like getting mad? Because some people like.
We should watch it again because I feel like he was just kind of. It was a dumb joke. He was just like, whatever.
True.
And then, but then he looked over at her, and then she's just like, ice at Chris Rock, and then he reacted because I think it was like, if I don't do something, she's gonna. This is just another thing she's gonna give me shit about.
True. I still think the relationship was great.
So there could be some truth to that whole thing.
Yeah.
It could be all just orchestrated. I don't know. I know that Chris Rock later talked shit about him on his special, so maybe it was real.
I think it was real because there was a lot of emotion behind it. Just especially him yelling. Like, I don't think Will Smith would put his career in that type of like light to make him seem like he's aggressive. You know, like I don't think he would do that. But again, Hollywood is shady to me.
Hollywood is definitely shitty.
Hollywood's shady. So I don't know. You never know. You never know what's real.
Yeah, I think that was a really good point. I'm actually glad you brought that up because all I had. I mean, I don't really follow anything on Twitter or X or whatever any of it is, so I wasn't really kind of following what people were saying about Barbie. It was more so, I did see a lot of ladies wearing pink and like planning their evening around going to see Barbie, making it an event.
Mm-hmm.
So I just knew that it was like a big deal, and then I knew insecure ass men were gonna get mad. I don't know. So I was pretty blind about all the hoopla or social media wise about what was going on with it. Like, were there any controversies as far as during the filming that maybe came out later? Like any fights on set or like anything crazy like that? It was all pretty standard stuff, right?
Yeah, no, I feel like everyone filming wise, like, all got along, like.
Right.
Margot and Ryan are friends and everything, and there was a lot of popular names in Hollywood that they got to be on that movie. Like, who was the weird Barbie? She's the one that was on SNL.
I don't know. I forgot.
What's her name?
She's the blonde.
Yeah, she was on. The only reason I recognize her, I think, is from SNL.
Yeah.
And then she was on the all-female Ghostbusters.
Yes.
And she was one of the Ghostbusters in that. I don't really know anything about her. I don't even know the actress's name. The weird Barbie you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I know.
So I'm pretty sure she was one of the female Ghostbusters when that movie came out.
I know her name, but it's just like, it's not coming to my mind right now.
Should I look it up?
Yeah.
Weird Barbie was kind of interesting.
It was funny though. I really, whenever I first watched the movie and they like introduced Weird Barbie and they showed the girl like cutting her hair and like drawing the fucking.
You're like, did every girl fuck up a Barbie at least once?
Yes.
Barbie like tattoos, like.
Kate McKinnon, sorry.
Yes, I knew it was her. I knew her last name was like McKenna or like like something.
Mackenzie,
big.
something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So wait, go on. You were saying something about Weird Barbie.
Oh no, that's just. I feel like that's like a rite of passage as a girl. Like with Barbies, like you have to fuck up a haircut or you have to like just.
Give her tattoos.
Fuck them up in a weird
there
was one time where like I accidentally popped the head off. Like it's just, you have a headless Barbie then.
Or you bent her arm backwards.
It made me think of Toy Story.
That kid
that fucked up toys. For some reason, I was like thinking because I remember there's the one that's just the legs.
Yes.
And you're like, that's a Barbie.
Yeah,
that was a Barbie.
It's really Barbie. Like. Oh yeah, there was literally Barbie in Toy Story. But it wasn't like, it was the...
In the first one?
Yeah, but it was the sister's toy, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
No, yes it was, and it was in the second one too.
Yeah, because they went to the toy store, and they saw all the different Barbies, Yes, Barbie was in the first Toy Story.
This is gonna be on camera. I will bet you $50 Barbie. The
Ah.
actual Barbie's not in Toy Story 1.
There is, yes.
Okay,
like
let's
the
bet.
Barbie.
Yeah, it's on camera. She's gonna owe me $50.
Wait. Let me recheck.
I'm not gonna shake on it because now you're making me.
I think she's in one of the sequels. I don't think she's in the first
She's
one.
in the first one because they have
The girl's Bo Peep. It's Bo Peep.
Yeah,
It
Bo
looks
Peep,
that.
but the
and-
sister
Yeah, the
has dolls.
sister has Barbies and she
Yeah.
has a Barbie.
Yo, I don't think so.
Bo Peep is in it,
I think
but
they-
it's like, why would
Listen,
Barbie?
this might be the patriarchy talking, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on this. Well, look at their faces. I was just kidding. It was just a joke.
You're like
God.
dead silent.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh, I feel like Joe Coy right now. Let me close this. I think I can hear the air conditioner a little bit too much. Sit down. No. Y'all, I think there is actual Barbie in one of the Toy Story sequels. But when that movie came out,
Well,
it was an
Barbie-
experiment. I think. I don't
Barbie
think it
is
had
definitely.
the money to.
She is 100% in the second one and the third one because I remember in the third
She's
one.
in the third one. She's in the
No,
third one.
first one.
I think they have a snippet, like a little scene of her, because they just showed the sister, so the sister has
The
dolls.
sister's a baby. The sister's a baby.
Okay, so so I guess Barbie is in the second one, but I swear to God, if I watch Toy Story the first one and Barbie fucking comes up,
Oh, y'all can attack
I'm
me.
gonna be pissed.
Y'all can attack. I'm
Yeah.
ready. Attack me. Run me through the fucking ringer if that's the case, because that's crazy. Well, actually, I was thinking
Can
about
I-
we're talking
can I
about
look
the
it up?
look it up the references in the movie. So like that sucks. Y'all didn't. I mean, I know it's just because y'all were younger when those came out, but like the Matrix was a big deal. The Matrix was like a huge deal. 2001: A Space Odyssey was a big deal. So
Yeah.
like these references to these like old Hollywood movies, like it feels weird saying that The Matrix is old Hollywood, but that came out in 1999, I think. The holding the shoes up and like that's a blue pill, red pill thing.
I guess that goes back to the audience too that we were talking about because
the kids won't get that.
kids won't get that, but then those like that guy said, like those hyper
Moms,
big, like moms will get it. I
Yeah.
think that's why the audience is a range of like.
yeah.
So
So
old
y'all should
audience.
watch The Matrix and watch 2001: A Space Odyssey,
Okay.
so you can fall asleep. 2001: A Space Odyssey is so slow, but it's like it's iconic. It's one of those things. It's like there's 50 movies you have to watch. That's on the list. I was one of those kids that probably watched too many movies. I'm referencing them all the time. I don't know that y'all had that. Y'all had internet. We had Blockbuster.
I mean, yeah, I watched kids movies and then I watched TV shows and then I played Barbie games on the computer though. Did you play Barbie games?
I actually did not play Barbie games.
You didn't go to Barbie.com?
No. What
Okay,
did I
bitch.
play?
What did they do at Barbie.com?
Like all types of shit. So like it was basically just like they were all just little mini games. Like you could do one where you were at a salon and like you could do different like hairstyles on her, like redo her makeup.
Dress her and different things.
Yeah, and then there was other ones where you're like, I don't know, it was a fucking like spot the difference of like two different Barbie scenes.
Just little kid
like,
games.
Yeah, it was literally
Yeah.
just kid games where you could like walk the dog and it's just like, yeah, it's Barbie.
I was a Mario Kart person.
I did play
Mario Kart.
I
I think
played
everybody
Mario
loved Mario Kart.
Brothers
Yeah.
and Mario Kart, yes.
I did want to mention, since we're kind of, I was thinking, you mentioned video games, and I was thinking about Red Dead Redemption 2, because I was going through that Western phase. I haven't gotten out of that yet. I don't think I'm ever going to get out.
No, you're not.
But y'all noticed that I had the cowboy poster right there, and that was a big thing in the movie with Ken, was equating masculinity and manhood to cowboys, or the cowboy,
Yeah.
at least
Just
look. It was
Western.
kind of, it was very, again, just simple. It wasn't really, which is, again, like, that's the point.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't forget, but like those are a big deal for me. Like I love Westerns. I love them, and I think a lot of dudes do. I think it's one of those things you have to like age into, like get to a certain age and you start getting into, you go, oh man, these are badass.
So did you start laughing or were you just like,
Oh, I was like, that's fucking funny.
yeah, whenever he started getting all into horses
Yes.
and Western stuff?
Yes, because I was like, that's literally me.
Yeah.
Whenever they were talking about like, I was like, man, I remember telling you, I made her watch episode 1 of Lonesome Dove. That was what the last podcast was about. And then we watched this, and you were like, just leave the Western stuff up, it'll make sense. And then I was like, oh, he fucking falls in love with horses. I don't know. It was just kind of cool, because I think that there's, I will never understand women all the way. Nobody will. No man will understand a woman ever. It's just never going to happen. There's always just going to be mystery and just thoughts and feelings that aren't going to like really mesh. We find ways to make it work, but like we don't understand y'all at all. That works both ways. I don't think y'all really understand how men operate either, and that's not an insult. That's not we're just different. We just operate differently. And like, do y'all understand why men like Westerns?
Honestly, no. Because
right.
I don't. I know what you mean, because I think there's a lot of my guy friends that are into like like.
I feel like it just represents like true masculinity, and that's why y'all like it. I don't know, just like cowboys were very independent, and they were like. Yes,
you're hitting it on the head.
Yeah, that's just my.
Because I think that what it is it's represents back when you had to fight to survive, and like kind of anything went, and the good guy comes out on top, or like it's more complicated than that. You could resort to violence and it was okay. Like
Ken started seeing all the like books in the library about patriarchy, and he's like, oh, horses.
Oh, this is how you do it. No, but I see that not really meshing for y'all. I don't think that y'all get that or appreciate why we get it.
Like different types of men, like
there's different types of people. Period. Yeah.
Yeah, there is, cause like.
I can imagine a lot of women not liking this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, cause I don't know, cause they try to like show like how like women think of men, like with the Western and like how they act, but then we're not talking about one character that was one of the men. What was his name? He was in the movie, and he was supposed to be like that friendly guy.
Alan.
Like,
yes, he's the only other.
Michael Cera.
Yeah. Like
Ken's friend or whatever he is.
I don't know what he is, but he's just more like that friendly guy that is in your life that like.
He's your gay friend.
No, because he wasn't.
I got the vibe that that's what the point of that was.
He wasn't even depicted as gay. Like he was just supposed to be that guy that like doesn't shit on women. I don't know. What do you think about that character?
That's what I thought it was. I thought he was the gay friend.
I saw him just as the.
Because he wasn't a Ken.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't a Ken, but there were also no duplicates.
So wait, what did they say what he was?
They said that he was Ken's friend, and he's like
just there.
He's the only one. Like, you know how there's multiple Barbies and there's multiple Kens. Like there's Surfer Ken.
There was
and,
just one Alan.
Yeah, there's just one Alan, and he's just.
I got the vibe that he was the gay friend. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I thought.
Well, yeah, I mean he's.
Cool. But I just I thought he was like coded to be like.
They portrayed him as like a feminine.
Right, maybe that's what it was.
Guy, but
they it's funny because they dressed the other dudes up, like all the Kens, like kind of flamboyantly. They dressed them up that way to have, colorful whatever and outfits. But they all behaved like men, in the fantasy, in the world. I'm not saying like in real life. But yeah, no, I thought that Alan definitely gave me some thoughts. I was like, what are they trying to do with him? What was the point of
I just think he's supposed to be like the friendly, like just a friendly guy, like, cause he did help Barbie, like he did help.
Right.
But I don't think they were trying to like make him like, I don't think he was supposed to be either gay or straight. I think he was just supposed to like show that part of the man, cause everyone's like that nice guy, like just a nice guy. I don't think that. I don't think it was supposed to be.
Don't worry, he's never gonna make a move on you.
No, like.
Yeah.
Just a nice guy, like.
I love Alan, dude. That actor, I thought, I was like, okay, he's killing it.
No, yeah.
For whatever that little role, and then he beats the shit out of those dudes. I was like, that's fucking funny.
I fucking love him.
Yeah,
this is like off topic, but I mean, it's Michael Cera. Have y'all seen like the ads that he did with CeraVe for like the Super Bowl?
No, what did he do?
No, oh my god. Well, he just, how his name's Michael Cera, and like there's the
Michael CeraVe.
Yeah, well, it was like a running joke about he like invented CeraVe, and he's like, he didn't know, and like the commercials all just like
Yeah, that's
mysterious and just funny.
I think
don't
he's a
know.
great actor.
No,
I
yeah,
do enjoy
he's
him.
funny as fuck. Like he just always portrays like the awkward, like just weird
Yeah, he does
guy.
awkward very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like him and Juno. Did y'all see Juno?
Yes.
I saw, what was he in, like his first big thing? Superbad?
I think Superbad, and then he also did Scott Pilgrim too. I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
and Juno was
Oh, Scott Pilgrim was dope.
Yeah.
Juno with Ellen Page was like pretty big at the time too.
Elliot Page.
Well, then his name was Ellen Page, but yes, Elliot Page.
It was like a teenager that gets pregnant, like
Yeah.
like it was just
Yeah.
like 17 or something, right? Am I
Yeah,
she's in
yeah,
front? I don't really know a lot about it, but I
And he was
remember it was a
the
big
he was
deal.
the boyfriend, right? And he's just like, I don't know what to do.
He's just weird.
Like
Yeah.
like typical 17-year-old who's just like.
Yeah, what are you supposed to? How are you supposed to figure that out?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and I definitely think anybody that again would have a problem with the jokes that the women make at the men's expense in this movie, they just have to grow up and get over it. It's just I get somebody just going like, oh, that kind of hit home. That cut a little close, like the Godfather thing. I'm pretty sure I've done that. I'm pretty sure I've been like, no, you like, you have to understand what this movie is like trying to say.
Yeah, or
So,
even just like the
you
guy
know,
playing the
and-
guitar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I've had that
Yeah.
happen in that
to me.
moment. I'm just sitting there like,
absolutely.
what
and,
are you doing?
And so I think like having that and being like, getting like annoyed and like, oh, the girls are having a good time. I think there's some dudes that like don't get it because they feel like they're excluded, and that's the point of the movie.
Yeah.
Is it's switching the thing around. It's going like,
Yeah.
you know, women feel excluded all the time.
Yes.
That's what it's saying. That message wasn't lost on me.
Yeah.
I also feel like too, like those men, like the ones that get mad over those like little things.
Mhm.
Like obviously they have a frail ego.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just shows like the different sides of like how men react to those types of situations because I've been reading a lot of feminist books, and the one I just finished was about like why men hate women, which is like a really bold title.
You told me about it.
By Laura Bates. It's a really, really great book. But I don't know. I guess I just like it talks
So
about,
what did she figure out about us?
it just talks about like the different types of men. So they talked about men that like incels and those incel group chats that talk about violence against women. That was really eye opening because I'm like there is men out there that really, really, really believe that women should have an opinion about whether they go on a date with you or have sex with you or just women should not have an opinion at all except like just be there.
And there's real people out there who like really think that.
Right, those dudes are sick though.
So, like,
most men are not like that.
They-
Yeah, we
opinion
know,
on, like,
we know.
Barbie.
But it's
Okay.
actually like insane that like those people exist.
Yeah,
and,
that's
like,
scary.
Oh.
And then
What else? What else?
It talked about like how men like they pay other men to give them dating advice because women are so easy to figure out. So if you do these simple tricks, then you got her.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah.
There's one called The Game that was really popular in the early 2000s.
Yes.
Did you mention that?
It kind of brushed
Because
on
I
it.
remember seeing like advertisements for it.
And then just,
I was
like,
what the fuck is this?
Just other violence against women, like just about like just like how just the opinion of a woman is that she's there to support you, like you
Mhm.
are the god, like you know what I mean.
Right.
So their opinion on this movie was definitely just the ones that were mostly negative.
Oh, for
men,
sure.
like, men like that.
I can't imagine an incel watching this and being like, they're probably threatened by it.
Yes, exactly.
And that's a very particular type of man. I think. Yeah, I have to be very careful in what I'm about to say, but again, we're never going to understand each other. So I imagine that when women are together and y'all have your conversations, you're talking about all sorts of things, that when a man walks in the room, that conversation changes or it halts. You put a pin in it because y'all don't want us to see what's really going on there. I don't even know if y'all consciously do it, but I'm betting because it does work the other way.
Yeah,
where
definitely.
we go, we stop. We don't even say anything. We'll just go, don't do that because there's ladies present now. Some people don't go fuck, but I think we both do that. I think that there's
Are you
like
talking
women
about the
circles.
topic of conversation or
Whatever.
how you guys are talking?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely both.
I've walked into some conversations before, and the men just didn't care to change the.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just like, huh.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about like language, or like talking about like gross like jokes, sex stuff, things like that, profanity. Or
Yeah,
is
just
it
like gross stuff,
just
like
gross stuff?
comparing dick
I'm-
sizes and like
Right,
all that
okay,
shit. And I'm
yeah.
like, I'm right here.
Or
Right.
I guess not even changing the language that they're using. They kind of like, well, I don't know. I've seen other men like talk about like comparing their friend to like being a pussy or a bitch. Like it's not like offending me, but they're using those terms because it's supposed to be like if they're comparing you to like a girl, like you're doing like.
We don't want to be compared to women.
Yeah. So like they get so offended by it, and then like I'll just be standing there and I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
You know what
Well,
I mean?
these things are complicated because I think there's, again, we won't understand each other because, y'all, I don't know, I don't want to say it for you guys or generalize too much, but like, y'all don't get that we are getting compared and measured all the time also. It's happening to us also.
Yeah, no,
It's happening by women. It's happening by the other men. Y'all do it to each other also, and we do it to you also. So like, we're never, as long as we're like, we sexually reproduce, where there's a male and female DNA or whatever, chromosomes or whatever, we're never gonna just get each other completely. There's always going to be just other things kind of playing into how it works. It sucks that it's been unfair, but what is the idealized system? Do we behave as though masculinity is bad? Do we behave as though femininity is bad?
No, I guess just finding that middle ground and just not being like an extremist about it. Because there are definitely
Yes, extremism is bad.
Extremism is bad, and it's very, very toxic to how a society will work. Because I could have I don't know. I never let my opinion about anything, depending on like politics or religion, or I've been actually getting into the topic a lot lately with people. But I personally don't let my opinion about any of that get in the way of my friendships.
Sure.
Unless somebody forces it on you. So like we said about masculinity and femininity, because what is both? Like people have two different definitions about it. So when you think your definition is right, and I think you're wrong, like that's where, even about like some girls that are feminists, like there's an extreme part of that where I don't agree with most of it, but that's just me.
It's very complicated.
And if I say my opinion, I'm wrong. So that's why I always stay in the middle. But that's just me, because there's no clear definition of what is both. You know?
Right, because you go. Yeah, it's a tough conversation to have, and I think for me the safest route is just to be like, guys, most of it is just biological. Yeah. That's all it is. It's like we just have hormones that rage in different ways, and it sucks that we have to kind of go through it. But that's what I think. It's always biology to me. Like whenever like the nesting instinct. You know what that is?
Mm-mm.
So it's like, am I mansplaining? The idea behind the nesting instinct is to like make a home nice, because you know a baby's coming. And that's a very female energy.
Yeah.
That's biology. That's not, there's no argument as to whether or not it's feminine or male, or masculine or feminine. It's like specifically because you're having a baby. You can't argue that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And again, that's not every woman that's pregnant. Things can go awry but there's definitely patterns, and there's definitely
just having that maternal
Sure. I don't know. That's kind of, I guess, what the point of Barbie is to, as long as you can be adults and like kind of talk about it, we should talk about it. We should be able to go, well, this is unfair. I can go, there's probably a lot of women out there that lost out on good paying jobs or weren't listened to in the boardroom. They were hired because they had to hire a woman, or consequences, somebody higher up was like, you guys have to do this because we need our image to look good.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go, is because they had to just hire a woman, is she right for the job even? Or are they just doing it because they need to fill numbers? There's crazy avenues down this that we can go.
Yeah.
Like even the lady that invented Barbie in the movie. What was her name?
Greta, or no.
Whatever her name is.
Yeah.
The lady that invented Barbie,
Yeah.
and she was CEO of Mattel in the
Mhm.
90s. And she says something in the movie that's like, you know, oh, I got in trouble for like tax evasion and something else. And she goes, but that's a story for another time. And I looked it up, and I don't remember, I'm not even going to try to quote anything, but I was like, oh, she committed crimes. So you could go, all right, well, sure, but do we soften it because she's a woman, or do we go, see, everybody sucks. Anybody trying to get a CEO position and control people's money and finance and whatever, like, everybody sucks. Humanity sucks. That's kind of like the takeaway that I got from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, that's one thing. I'm not saying women shouldn't be CEOs. I'm just saying.
No,
like,
yeah.
I don't trust a CEO, period.
Yeah, I just don't think there's any there's no type of like super good and super I don't put anybody on a pedestal, whether that be like a
No one
CEO,
deserves
a politician, a celebrity. I have never put anybody on that type of pedestal just because there's always something like about them that will come out. So I just learned like everybody is kind of shitty in their own way.
Yes,
Like,
everybody's shitty.
You begin to see that, then you don't really have any expectations on any type of person. That's just how I see the world. That's just me. Did I put this movie on a pedestal for a little bit? I did, just because it did connect with me in a way. But
Enjoying something isn't putting it on a pedestal.
Yeah.
Since being like defending Elon Musk all the time, that's putting somebody on a pedestal.
okay, yeah.
Like that's insane. Like,
Yeah.
grow the fuck up. If you're just taking anybody, it doesn't matter. Like, you know, name a person, name a CEO, name a whatever. Fuck them. They're just trying to get your money. That's all it is.
Yeah.
There's not some greater purpose that they're trying to do. It's never been that. It might start out that way, but then you start seeing the numbers, and you're like, fuck, I don't give a shit about that much anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's a good time for a break, or if we should just find another topic, or...
I'm down to keep talking, but we can find another topic.
You mean take a break, or do you mean you wanna bring something else up?
Yeah, I just
Bring something else up?
We're gonna take a break.
There you go. There you go. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, you guys. Okay, we're back. Nice little break again. I think we have a few more points that we want to hit on, and then we'll shut it down. Before we put the camera back on, we were talking about, we started talking about consumerism, and sort of one of the, I guess, criticisms of the whole thing. It wasn't necessarily this movie as a whole, but consumerism and how Barbie was a commercial, and I had a problem wrapping my mind around it being a commercial and it having a message, an important message, and why those two things kind of butt heads.
Yeah, I was just saying that from what I was saying before, everyone has their own motive and idea of how maybe this production would have worked, because maybe Barbie sales did go up. It probably did.
I bought a Barbie.
Yeah, just finding
Barbies.
the good in those types of things, because there is shitty things out there. Shitty things out there. So I just maybe the whole thing wasn't supposed to have a message. Maybe when they were making it, not saying that they were, but when they were making it, they're like, damn, this is gonna rise our sales. But then people found the message, yes, let's roll with that.
I'm cynical enough to think that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
It was a boardroom, and they were like,
Let's make a movie
what do we
about
want
Barbie.
to what do we
and
want to
see.
say? We'll make it real feminist, and we'll lean into that.
Mhm.
Because Mattel had to sign off on it.
Yeah.
They want to
Yeah.
sell. They want to sell this stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
It's. I was actually gonna say that I think they could have made this movie and not actually use Mattel. They could have made it a different doll.
And it could have
been a
like,
Barbie, but it could have been called something else. Sharon, whatever, pick a name.
Yeah, and it would have just been
And
very
parody.
widely like accepted
That it was Barbie. It could be
yeah.
like instead of it pink, it could have been baby blue or something. It could have been just like a cute color,
Yeah.
yellow,
Yeah.
whatever. And them sort of made all the statements about Barbie, but using not Barbie,
Yeah.
not using the trademark, the copyright of Barbie.
I guess that.
I feel like because again, that's kind of what I was saying is me kind of wanting it to be more subtle and not be. Had they done that and they let you like figure out, oh, that's supposed to be Ellen, or oh, they did do a weird pregnant Barbie.
I think they were just trying to like reestablish like what Barbie was originally supposed to be about, and you know, that also probably in turn helped create more sales for Barbie dolls and
Yeah.
stuff. Because like I said before, like Barbie dolls were like starting to get canceled and people were like, you know, not wanting their kids to play with them anymore because of the whole like unattainable image and everything. And I feel like Mattel probably like suffered a little bit from that, and like Barbies were like not as popular anymore and people weren't playing with them as much. And I think that they probably wanted to create this movie to create this whole hype around Barbie and like what it was originally supposed to be about, which is she has all these careers and Barbie can be anyone, like blah blah blah.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I did think I think you're saying the same thing that she said as far as it. Sure, they're using the backbone of Barbie itself, but they were trying to say something.
Yeah.
When I was trying to look for stuff to get the studio ready, I went down that aisle, and I haven't been down a toy aisle. I can't remember the last time I had to buy a toy for like a kid or something, or was a kid myself wanting to go look and see what was in there. And so the Barbie, it was interesting. Like now that having come off of seeing the movie and going down there, and I'm not making fun, I'm not being funny, like there's Down syndrome Barbies.
Yeah.
Like they really are trying to get like representation and stuff. And I was like, I kind of looked at it and I was like, why does this Barbie look different? And then I picked it up and I looked at it and I was like, oh, like, wow, that was unexpected. But you think, yeah, some little girl out there wants to have a Barbie that looks like her.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah, for real.
So maybe back to like what Ash was saying, like I guess I hadn't thought about that either. Like they were trying to reestablish their message to the audience. Like, yes, Barbie is thin, she's pretty, she's blonde, she doesn't look like everybody, but that is not what we want to portray. Like we want to portray like Barbie is everybody. Barbie is in
like you're a Barbie.
You're a Barbie.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
everyone is a Barbie, but I also think it's good and positive for like society and everything how they're starting to be more inclusive with their dolls. I mean, they were always like, they had a black Barbie and like they had, but I'm pretty sure that was the only like diverse type of thing that they had about their toys. Like they just had like, the typical like blonde, white Barbie, and then like they had Barbie's black friend, and like that was
right. Was she still called? I don't just off the top of your head. Did they have different names?
Yes,
Did they go? Her name's
Yeah, like the original like characters of Barbie. So like she had her younger sister named Skipper, which was fucking weird. Like why would they name her little sister Skipper?
It's got to be based off of someone that's in the family.
I don't know, but and then her like brunette friend who was still white, but like she was just brunette. Her name was Raquel.
That's right.
And like obviously Midge was the pregnant Barbie, but like she was discontinued, and I don't remember the other names, but I think they had a couple other like characters for like the original like Barbie dolls.
Yeah.
But
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Did they have pets?
Yes.
Yeah.
They should have done that in the movie.
Barbie had, well, they did. They showed the little like whenever she went to visit Weird Barbie, and they had that dog that was like, it had the tail and it had the little plastic poops coming out.
Like,
That
it just
was-
had like the plastic.
It had the plastic dog.
Oh
but
no, I want to see
that-
like a golden retriever.
Yeah,
Like,
I know,
I
but
wanted there to be a dog.
When I saw that, it literally, I literally had that toy. Like that was a
Okay.
real. Yes, it was a little like golden retriever, and it was like it came with a Barbie, and it was like, oh, you walk the dog, and like
It poops.
you feed it, and then like the food, like you feed it, and it's like these little brown pebbles. It's like doubles as the fucking food and the poop. Like you just
refeed
you feed
You
the
eat
dog,
its own poop.
and then you literally like pull the tail up and it poops, and then you like pick up the poop, and then they showed that toy in the movie, and
So you had it.
yes, I had that toy. Like they made a nod to that fucking pooping dog toy.
Yeah.
And I saw the movie originally with my mom, and she remembered that toy too. Like I looked at her, I was like, I had that, and she was like, I remember.
Did your mom cry?
Yeah, she did. She did cry. Multiple times. I think mostly during like the whole ending sequence with the, Billie Eilish song, and she's like grabbing her hands and she's like, okay, now close your eyes and just feel, and like that's like the most emotional part of the movie, honestly. Also whenever Barbie's like sitting on the bench in like the first part of the movie when they first go to the real world, and she's sitting on that bench and she's trying to like visualize where
Where the girl is.
yeah, where the girl is, and then that older lady is like sitting next to her, and she looks at her and she's like, you're so beautiful. That was also like really emotional too, because she was also like noticing the different
Kids playing.
yeah, she was noticing like different emotions on different people. Like she saw like a couple arguing, and then like she saw these two guys like laughing with each other, and then she saw like this person just like sitting by themselves like looking sad, and she saw kids playing, and she was just noticing like all these different like feelings and things that she like didn't witness in like Barbie Land.
Yeah, because everybody was like just happy. They're just supposed to be happy because that's what that was supposed to be portraying, like just like
Yeah,
it's a happy world. Nothing can go wrong
and
here.
she goes in the real world and she's like, oh, like these people are like not as happy as
The real world is more complicated.
Yes.
Yeah. You mentioned that your mom didn't like the movie, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Did she say why?
I guess it just goes back into her own thing. Like my mom in her childhood, she didn't really play with toys. Like her childhood was just a little bit more like complicated. So like the movie didn't touch her as much. Maybe with the relationship with the mom, but again like my grandma, my mom's mom is just they didn't really have like a good relationship. So my mom just didn't feel like as connected to the movie as like I was, because she just didn't have like the type of childhood that I was given,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
That totally makes sense, yeah.
So it didn't just connect
So
with
she
her as much.
might have been looking at it a little more cynically, or
Yes.
it just didn't, it couldn't like,
It didn't.
didn't click that thing they were trying to click.
Yeah. So she just didn't get that part, but she said that she liked it. She also just said she's like, I don't understand why anyone's crying about this. But that's just my mom. Dude, that's just her emotion.
That,
Yeah.
She just liked that.
hey,
but,
you know,
yeah.
she's cynical Barbie.
No, yeah, she definitely is. But love you, mom. Yeah.
What's
So
her last name? I'm just kidding, don't say it.
Why are you asking that?
I was gonna go, hi Mrs. Whatever. No, I'm joking.
But,
Don't want
yeah.
y'all looking us up.
Yeah, weirdos. But yeah. I think that's what's kind of cool about it. Maybe from her opinion, it's just like not all women are gonna cry at this movie.
It's not gonna mean as much to everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's any piece of art or like literature or like
Yeah.
music. It's not gonna like touch someone or like make someone feel
Yeah.
the same way that it makes another person feel. But I think that it's good that like you said, hey, this movie wasn't for me. Like it's not my favorite like movie, and it's not something that I would go and watch again. But you're still able to sit there and be like, I can understand why people really like this movie and why
Yeah,
it
no, I
like touched them
totally get it.
in a certain way. Yeah, and I feel like that's a good quality to have instead of just,
Shitting on it.
yeah, because some people, they're just unable to appreciate things that aren't particularly their taste or
Yeah.
like for them.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of like dumb, because just because it's not for you doesn't mean that there's not like meaning behind it.
Yeah. I feel like we should. I did want to bring one more thing, at least from like stuff I want to add to the conversation before we shut it down. I think we're pretty close to like being done with the episode.
Yeah.
So I want to give you all an opportunity to kind of say something before I say what I was going to say about, just to cap it off. So if y'all want to bring one more thing up that you thought of involving any number of things, any of the actors or personal things that happened in your life regarding the movie or Barbies or just...
I guess I have a question for you. Since like Barbie is supposed to be like a movie for women, you know, what would be like that movie for like men?
All movies.
All movies? Like there's not a specific one that like...
No, that was kind of it was a joke.
Oh.
But it's kind of it. You know, I'd be lying if I said, you know, I was kind of like, it's a little too much. But whenever Ken is like realizing, wow, like this place is run by men, that was kind of like, I can see women looking at that and being like, yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. Like that's the point.
Yeah.
But like as a guy watching that, I was like, yeah, but it's not really, like they're not talking about all the other stuff. So, but now that I think about it, it's like there isn't a movie about manly shit that is like manpower. That doesn't exist. It's just what is the theme about this? It's like The Matrix is, you could argue it's a pretty manly movie, but then you find out that the directors are both trans now. The Wachowski brothers are women now.
Yeah.
That's and that movie was like the biggest action movie that came out at that time. It revolutionized all action movies. All action movies now owe a debt to The Matrix. All of them.
I need to watch this movie.
You need to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Maybe not the sequels, but the first one, it's gonna blow your mind.
Okay.
It's crazy. But then I'm a guy.
Yeah.
I have a different perspective. I think women are not interested in stuff like that. Like, I like the bullet time and the action and the fighting and the robots and the science fiction, philosophical stuff. And I think that's probably what you might like, is the philosophical stuff. But you're like, I don't want to watch these guys do kung fu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right. So like, I don't really know I don't have an answer for you. And I'm sorry that it kind of came out. I feel like Westerns is probably good. That was very smart of them to be like, Ken gravitated towards the Western ideal, because it is the movie, the writer, director going like, we're poking fun at that.
Yeah.
Because it is male. It is, Lonesome Dove is like one of my favorite books, top 5, and I've read so many books. And if you watch the episode, there's a lot of stuff that I say about like how it turns Western ideals on its head. But Westerns are definitely, I mean, all action movies are.
Yeah, I guess I can do that. Sure.
Sure. But I just love movies. I just love movies. I love stories. I just love storytelling, I think. I think that's what it is. It's not necessarily movies or books. I think it's just like storytelling. I want to hear and see things be examined and whatever. So that's why I was kind of excited to see this, and you know, I was kind of like, I don't really want to, but then kind of going like, well, let me find something. Let me find out what's going on. And I think y'all haven't been too judgmental in my criticisms, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Did you have anything you wanted to add before I say the final thing?
No, I think I've pretty much said everything I need to say.
Yeah, I think we had a pretty good discussion today. So the last thing I want to say, and then we'll wrap up. Why the fuck didn't they play I'm a Barbie Girl? Why the fuck didn't they play it? They had all this money to get Ryan Gosling and fucking Margot Robbie and to get Mattel and get the actual Barbie name, but you can't play the Barbie World song.
They played the remix. I mean, like,
They played a shitty rap version of it.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I Spice, yes, I did, and I was going to tell you to make that, like, the opening
Yeah.
song.
Yes.
Oh, I don't have the money to license that.
But I think it's because that song and that music video...
I didn't see the music video. I just
the
heard
music
what
video
the
and
ending
the
was.
song was, like... I don't know how to put this, like, it was just, like... Because when I first watched that music video, I remember where I was and
We'll
when
watch
I
it when
watched
we shut it down.
Yeah, it was just, like, sexualizing Barbie And so maybe they didn't put that in there because the whole point of the movie is not to do that. You're not supposed to sexualize women in that way.
Well, you're talking about the
original
Yeah,
I'm a
the
Barbie
original.
girl in the Barbie world.
Oh, it's
It
yeah.
sexualizes
yeah.
the hell out of Barbie, so maybe that's why they put it in there.
That's
because it's just like,
that's the point of the song. Yeah.
yeah, but that's why they didn't put it in.
Well, maybe they could have done the instrumental
Okay, maybe.
and just been like, maybe Ken pulls up at the end. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking of an ideal. I was like, man, that was such an iconic song, though. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like it, or maybe it plays and she goes, yeah, well, I want to listen to something else. You know, like,
okay, maybe
you know what I'm saying?
that,
Maybe if they like poke fun at it.
Yeah.
But I was like, they're gonna play it. I remember thinking, like, they're gonna play it. They gotta play it. They're gonna have to have a nod to it.
I mean, but they did. Like,
Yeah, she does. It is very sexual, though. I now like you can take my clothes off. You
can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
So
Now that I'm
maybe they
thinking
put
about
that
it, it was just
snippet.
more so like the beat in it is really cool and like.
And that's what they put in there at the end, and then Ice Spice came in and gave her a great rap verse,
Yeah.
and Nicki Minaj did
It
a
wasn't great.
wonderful.
It was terrible.
It was.
I did not like that
It's just
song.
okay.
I'm bad like Barbie.
I'm bad like a Barbie.
I'm a doll and I still want to
I still
party.
wanna
Like,
party.
there's nothing in there like you can take off my clothes and do whatever you want
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
That is literally because I think it's by what's that artist's name, Aqua or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the one song anyone knows of them.
Well,
Yeah.
it literally says with Aqua, like Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice, Barbie World.
They gave credit where credit was
Like
due.
they just used the.
I'm more so. It's more jokey, like obviously
Yeah, yeah,
whatever. But I kind of was just like, man,
You wanted
I fucking
the
wanna
full
hear that.
you wanted the full song, but you didn't get it.
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. It's like I don't know. Think of another iconic thing, and then doing a movie about it and being like, man, you're not gonna play the one fucking song.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
But I'm from a different time. I mean, I remember the kind of music that was coming out at that time, and like it was before like what do they call it now? There was dubstep was the thing for a second, and EDM got really big, raves and Molly and all kinds of bullshit.
All kinds of bullshit.
But like in the I don't know when that song came out, 97 probably ish.
Somewhere.
No, we hadn't heard any music like that before.
Like kind of poppy.
Well, just like club. Yeah,
I
it
guess
was
so,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
very unique. It was
Yeah.
very like, what is this? And then you do hear that it's like sexualizing Barbie, but the song was dope. Like that's a cool ass song. I even think it's a cool ass song.
Yeah. It has a catchy beat and
That's kind of more so. It's just like it sounds cool.
Yeah, it just sounds cool.
Yeah.
They
But there's a lot. I mean, here, what are we gonna do? We're gonna talk about a bunch of songs that are not nice to women. Most of them, any club song, is like back that ass up. It's like they're all saying shit like that.
Yeah.
Like what isn't? When it comes to those kinds of songs, it's like apple bottom jeans. I don't know. I'm thinking of like I don't know.
I think that goes to the movie again. Like the movie is just about like women finding their power because everybody else is like the men. Not saying all men do this, but most men just sexualize a woman and then they think that's all she has to offer. The movie goes back along and being like, hey, like that's not what we all have to offer because everyone sexualizes Barbie in some kind of way because of how she looks and like So.
I just want to hear this song.
You can listen to it after.
Can we listen to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely listen to it.
Okay, I think we're gonna close down at that. Real quick, I mean, not that we're gonna kind of set it in stone yet, but except the $50 you owe me.
No.
Would you guys be maybe interested in giving me homework again, and I can watch something again, and we can talk about that? If you guys want to be on the show again,
I'm down. Yeah,
if Jeremy and Art can't be part of
Yes.
every episode, y'all be down.
yeah I'll be down.
We can talk about what we might want to do, or y'all can leave in a comment. Hey, you guys should check out this movie or book or something. I think The Matrix would be fun.
To watch.
Maybe not. Well, we could.
We could do
It
The
could be
Matrix.
whenever we do this. We could do like a girly movie that I wouldn't normally watch, and then we could talk about it.
Yeah.
Or it could be something y'all have never seen, and then we could talk about it.
Like the Matrix.
We'll figure it out. Matrix would be dope. Matrix would be really fun.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're gonna go ahead and say goodbye at that, you guys. Thank you, Chingues Dominguez, for visiting us and hanging out with us today.
He's
Not making
been a
too much
very good
noise.
boy.
He's been a pretty good boy. But yeah, you guys come back and visit us again. We're gonna have some new content coming shortly. I think Jeremy's ready to get back on the horse, as it were. So yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. Leave some comments, leave some likes, talk some shit. We want to open up a dialogue. I want to have somebody say something that we didn't touch on, or some opposing views. We really are interested in that. We want to open up some dialogues here. So thanks again, guys.
Bye.
Adios.